I've always wanted to be a writer. Since I was a kid, I was the kid that carried a notebook around with him to fill up with anything that I could think of off the top of my head. But I didn't grow up in a home that was accepted, that was loving. So I wrote in secret. I was that cliche kid with a flashlight under the cover and tried to write at night. And it was not until I got to 7th grade that I met two women, Mrs. Benson, Mrs. Pfeiffer, my English teachers. They were the first people to tell me I was good at something, and they happened to be writing. I would not be here without them today. The first time I saw myself represented in media, in books, I want to talk specifically about books. I came out to my librarian when I was 16 years old. She was the first person I ever came out to. And she was the first person to give me a book with queer people in it. And that book was The Front Runner by Patricia Nell Ward. Now, if you don't know this book, it is a book that was written by a straight white woman in the 70s. And it's often considered the first critically and commercially successful gay novel. To see gay men in media, in books specifically, was an extraordinary thing. So that's why I am forever grateful to that book, even though it broke my heart. Flamer by Mike Curata. It is a graphic novel. It is one of the most banned books in America. And that should tell you how important that book is. If I had Flamer by Mike Curata when I was a kid, it would have made so many things feel less serious and other things more important. It totally shows how young queer boys think about sex and sexuality, masculinity, and all that kind of thing, and what it looks like when you have all these different hardcore voices around you telling you have to be different. I was a bookseller for Barnes & Noble.
Oh, awesome.
I worked in Tucson, Arizona for about a year. I would want to be a bookseller or a librarian. I would want to be surrounded by books at some point on a day-to-day basis for as long as I could possibly have. Books are portable magic. They can take you from one world to another. They can help you understand things that you don't understand yourself about different races, cultures, beliefs, religions, all of these different things. You can walk a mile in somebody else's shoes with a book, and that is a transformational experience. My next project comes out in April of 2026. It is a shorter novel, and it follows two queer men in their 70s. They've been in a relationship for 40 years, and the end of the world is approaching, and they have one final task that they want to take care of, and that sends them on a cross-country road trip. It is going to break some freaking hearts. I'm so proud of this book. It is, to me, it is a monumental story, and I cannot wait until it happens.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And
it's been wonderful.
Thank you for coming to Chicago Comic-Con.
Absolutely.